In 2022, when your landline rang at 6 o'clock in the morning, it was never good news. A single phone call triggered a nightmare, but it ended up teaching me the single most important lesson about leadership, trust, and character I have ever learned. Stick around to the end because I'm breaking down the four-part framework you can use to turn your worst mistakes into trusted relationships and lifelong professional equity. Panic and first response. I woke up and reached over to answer the screaming phone, and before I could even say hello, the sales director responsible for the CNN account blurted out.
Their servers crashed. The news site has been down for 2 hours. They are blaming us.
At the time, I was the chief technology officer of a networking company supplying critical data center equipment to internet companies. CNN wasn't just a client, they were one of our highest profile flagship accounts. Corporate playbooks tell you that when a crisis hit, you gather the facts and schedule emergency alignment meeting. I knew that if I did that, we would spend 6 hours debating how to respond carefully. I didn't open my laptop. I didn't send a single email. I called my VP of engineering and said, CNN is down, and it looks like our gear caused it. Get to the lab and find out why. Then I grabbed my bag and drove straight to the San Jose airport and bought a ticket for the first available flight to Atlanta. I spent 5 hours in the air, left alone with my thoughts. When I landed in Atlanta and walked into the CNN data center, the room was chaotic. The website is down. I walked straight to David, the operations director running the floor, looked him dead in the eye, and said, I am the CTO of the company who broke your website. In the trenches. The whole room went dead silent. David was completely stunned. They were furious with my company, but seeing the CTO stand in front of them changed the entire energy of the room. I didn't offer a defense. I didn't ask what their engineers did to trigger the crash. I just said, my team is back in California investigating. Tell me what to do. I'm here to help in any capacity you need me to. The problem wasn't something we could fix remotely with a quick software patch. The error had locked up the hardware at the base level. Recovery required hundreds of servers to be manually power cycled one by one to bring the system back online. For the next several hours, I joined them crawling under the server racks in a dark, freezing, and deafening loud data center. We worked shoulder to shoulder, trace checking cables, and pressing tiny manual reset buttons. My team back in California confirmed we had shipped equipment with a defective hardware component that triggered all the servers to quit and go into maintenance mode. It is our fault and we'll fix it. I own it immediately, right there on the floor. We kept pushing buttons. By early evening, the final rack reset. A cheer went up in the far side of the room, and the CNN homepage flashed back online to the world. What happened right after that changed my perspective on business relationships, crisis management, and leadership forever. The 25-year payoff. Instead of having security escort me out of the building, David invited me into the break room with his core team. There was pizza. They were not angry anymore. In fact, the atmosphere had shifted from hostile to deeply respectful. Dave looked at me and said,
Other vendor point fingers and blames us whenever something breaks. You flew across the country without being asked and joined us in the dirt to recover from the crisis. Thank you.
I had transformed from villain who broke their network into part of the team that saved the day. It has been almost 25 years since that day in Atlanta. Over the decades, technology has changed drastically. Dave and those technicians have moved on to become senior decision makers at major enterprise companies. We are still in touch. That one disaster turned into long-term friendships, unbreakable career equity, and millions in business value, all because of how we handled the crisis when everything went wrong. The Career Trust Framework. So, what's the actual takeaway here for your career? Most people believe that building trust at work is about flawless execution, never making a mistake, delivering every project on time, and projecting an image of absolute perfection. That's a dangerous myth. Perfection does not build trust. Vulnerability, accountability, and presence do. Here's the 4-part framework you can apply to your career the next time a project fails or a crisis lands on your desk. Number 1, the proximity principle. When a crisis occurs, your natural human instinct is self-preservation. You hide behind email and communicate through intermediaries. Reverse that instinct. Increase your direct presence immediately. Pick up the phone, hop on a video call, or show up in person. Being present when things are uncomfortable signals that you care more about solving the problem than protecting your personal comfort. Number 2, radical ownership over defensiveness. The fastest way to destroy trust is to point fingers, even if the blame is shared. When a mistake happens on your watch, take full ownership immediately without qualifying statements. It happened on my watch, we are investigating it, and I'll fix it. End debates instantly and redirects everyone's energy towards solutions. Number 3, get in the trenches. Leadership and authority are proven during disasters, not smooth sailing. Never ask your team, your colleagues, or your clients to absorb pain that you aren't willing to endure yourself. Rolling up your sleeves and taking on the manual, messy work alongside the team builds a bond that standard corporate interactions will never replicate. And number 4, mistakes are capital. If you settle the account right. Every mistake is a high-stakes stress test of your character. If you run away or make excuses, you bankrupt the relationship. If you face it directly, take responsibility, and help resolve it, you convert a potential disaster into unbreakable loyalty. People don't remember the smooth days. They remember who stayed in the bunker with them when the pressure was on. So, do not spend your career obsessing over absolute perfection. You'll make mistakes, your team will make mistakes, and the systems will fail. When it happens, don't hide. Step up, own it, and show up. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever turned a massive work mistake or career crisis into a long-term win? Drop your story in the comments below. If this story gave you a new perspective on career growth, hit the like button and subscribe to CareersCast for more real leadership stories. And I see you in the next episode of CareersCast.